Welcome to episode 5 of the Legal Vixen podcast. I'm trial attorney Karren Kenney, and today we're going to go through an in-depth, impromptu interview with my lovely certified law clerk, Daniela Catone. Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Karren.
How are you?
Good. I'm happy to be back.
I'm happy to have you back. You're so fun to talk to.
Oh, boy.
I know you don't know anything that I'm going to ask you, and I apologize if I put you on the spot, but I know you can handle it. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm totally good. Let's get into it.
Okay. It's not crazy,
okay.
I promise.
Nothing like our back office stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we both have ADD when we're talking about.
Yeah, we still haven't even gotten to use this.
I told you about the last trial I did in San Diego.
The judge was using it?
Every time. He
aggressively?
After every time.
Everyone's like...
Yes. He'd be like, okay, court's in recess.
Oh!
And it was literally that loud. Sorry.
That's probably why I just bought my eardrum. That's probably why he became a judge, just to use that. So he's like, I'm going to use this as much as I possibly can.
I think
he
passed the bar in 1981, so he's an old school, I think, judge.
Oh, yeah, so he's old. He
Yeah.
probably doesn't hear it as well as
Probably not.
as well as everyone else does.
It was a jump scare. It was really bad.
Oh my God, that's funny. Hopefully we won't have to use it today.
Yeah, I won't, I promise.
We'll stay on track.
I won't use it anymore.
Okay.
So you are in your last year of law school?
Yes, my last semester
Your last semester.
of law school.
And you're pregnant.
I'm very pregnant, 32 weeks pregnant, yeah.
And you have another child.
And I have a 6-year-old son. And I have
And you work for Kenney Legal Defense.
And I work for Kenney Legal Defense. I have 2 labs that are under the age of 3.
I don't know how you do it. Like, seriously.
I know, it's so weird. Someone messaged me last night because I posted on Instagram that I was in my last semester and a picture of I was in class. And my friend that I haven't talked to her in a while, but she's like, how the heck are you doing this? She was like, I'm pregnant, and that's enough. The fact that you're doing all of this, she said, you're a boss ass. ITCH. That wasn't swearing.
I think you can use the word bitch on a podcast.
Okay, yeah. She's like, you're a boss ass bitch. And I was like, it might look great, but I'm slowly dying.
Oh.
No.
So what does your typical week look like as a law? And you do an online program, right?
Yeah, so I did it differently. I go to a non-ABA accredited school. I did that for scheduling purposes so I could still raise my son. I did that for financial purposes. It is a lot cheaper. Originally, I've always been interested in law, always very interested, and my background is a lot different, but my dad is an attorney, and he always kind of said, you don't want to go to law school, you don't want to be an attorney. Like, he was very
anti-lawyer
because that wasn't his passion. His passion was history, and then he realized history teachers don't make that much, so I come from a family of DAs and judges, and all my uncles and are in the legal world. But I was very discouraged from that. Mm-hmm. And then, as cliche as it is, growing up, like, Legally Blonde was like my favorite movie. I always saw myself going to law school, but my life took a bit of a different path for a while. So I was really interested in that. And then after I had my son, in 2018, I thought to myself, I want to be able to tell my son, Mommy went after her dreams. Like, Mommy did it all. So I'm like, do I want to go to law school? That's such a big step. Why don't I go get my master's and see if I'm actually really into criminal, which has always been my passion. And so I started my master's in criminal justice.
Oh, okay.
The focus is actually in corrections, which is so random.
Wow.
That was my focus. But about 2 months into my master's, I realized, yep, I should have just went to law school. So I finished that out and then started law school and just realized right away that I loved it, but I didn't want to spend $300,000, $200,000 on law school.
That's a lot.
And I talked to someone that was a criminal attorney, and at the time, Kim Kardashian and that whole thing was really big. So I'm like, I'm just going to apprentice and then...
Wait, You passed the baby bar on your first try.
Yes.
Unlike Kim Kardashian, which I think it took her 6 times?
4.
4 times.
Love you, Kim, but I actually don't know how that happened. But
you're super smart.
I thought that I could do that route, and then I talked to a criminal attorney who said, nobody actually does that. It's very rare that you do that. Why don't you actually go to law school and then give me a call? And so I just applied, and I wrote a really good entry exam, and I was accepted and just hit the ground running. And yeah, so when you go to a non-ABA school, you do have to take the baby bar after your first year. And so prepping for that, and your classes are set up really differently because you have to be prepped for the baby bar.
Oh, I see.
So you're taking crim law, torts, contracts in that first year to set you up to take the baby bar. And so that was scary. And I do remember having breakdowns to my best friend saying, Kim Kardashian couldn't even pass it. How am I going to do this? And she's like, Daniela, you're smarter than Kim Kardashian. Like, stop it. And I really prepped really hard. You know, I was lucky enough where I was working in criminal law at the time, but I was in a position I could take a month off, and I dedicated so much time. And when I got into that exam, which is a 12-hour exam one day.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't familiar with the format.
Yeah, so it's 12 hours one day. You get breaks in between and then a lunch. And then after lunch, you come back, you do your 200 MBEs. But wow. I sat down, and I'm really grateful to say was prepared. And it felt really good.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
The MBE questions, because you have to do that for the bar exam.
Yeah.
Because you already did that for the baby bar, you have to take it again because it's more subjects?
Yeah, it's more subjects.
Oh
so you just have 200 on those 3 subjects. But in my opinion, now as I'm beginning right now to prepare to take the July bar exam, that really has prepared us on a level that ABA students don't have. We know what it's like to sit in that setting. Yes, it's 2 days. Now, there's differences, but we know the pressure of that. We know what it's like. We know how to test in that setting. We know how to take MBEs. So I honestly think it's a big advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact you passed that on the first try is crazy.
I know. When the results, and then you have to wait. So I took it in June
of
2021.
Okay, so after the pandemic?
Yes.
I'm assuming nothing was going on during the pandemic for testing?
They were doing it just virtually. And I think my exam was the last virtual exam because I did it virtually at home. They, you have to pick up your computer, show under the table. It was very strict. As I had to cover my TV with a sheet.
Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
what?
I'm not going to be watching TV during these. But very strict. So I think I was the last virtual one for sure. But
so what do they do now if you were the last virtual?
You go in person and take it.
That makes the most sense to
me. But I took it in June, and you don't get your results. I think I got my results the end of August. So
2
not
months.
too bad compared to the bar, but still you're every day. When I left the exam initially, I thought to myself, passed it, killed it, not even. Then as time goes on, you think about it a little more, and you're calling your friends, and you're like, oh my God, I failed. And then the day that it was to be released, my best friend called and said, do you want me to come over and sit with you?
Oh.
Yeah, my best friend. And I said, yeah, could you? And they were supposed to be released at 6. And at 5:45, she gets there and she's like, just check. I'm like, there's no way they're out. She goes, just check. I'm like, okay. So I check, and it's me, her, and my son is there. He's 4 at the time. And I open it, and I'm like, it's there. And she goes, open it. I'm like, okay. And I open it, and it says pass. And I'm like, I passed.
Oh,
and we just she grabbed me, and we were rolling on the floor crying. Both of us are sobbing because she knows how hard I work for this. My son is sobbing because he's scared because he doesn't know I work. And it was such a special moment. Yeah, it seems dramatic, but it was something that I really worked hard for. And I called my dad to tell him, and my dad, who's a non-emotional person, was crying really hard and was like, I was so worried. I'm like, what do you mean? You said I got this. And he was so happy and so emotional. And so it was a really great moment. And now that hurdle seems very easy in comparison to the last. Yeah, to what we're facing now. And the thing with the non-ABA is obviously it's a 4-year program. So it's a year longer.
Oh.
So I've been in law school now 4 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm technically a 4L.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So a lot of schools now are offering online programs, I think. What do you think do you think it's better to do online as opposed to in person, or do you think that it depends on the individual?
I think it's just schedule based. For me personally, I've had a really great experience. I've had some amazing professors. Mm-hmm. I am 34 years old. I don't want to, pack.
You look good.
Thanks, girl. I don't want to pack my Lisa Frank lunchbox and go onto a campus and sit in a classroom. That's just not conducive to my lifestyle. And I see that a lot. I expected to be one of the older people getting my JD. I'm honestly one of the younger people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people that some of them already have established careers. But for me, I don't feel as though I lost anything in doing that. There are programs now that I think I wouldn't enjoy. A friend of mine has transferred out, and he goes to this online school. I'm not going to say the name, but there's no classes.
What?
So there's no classes. It's all just uploaded instructions and
video instruction, like work at
there's
your own.
no live instruction. And
do they have a professor for each subject? Like, does he have to at least talk?
I'm not even really sure. The way that he described it was that they get 3 subjects that they're focusing on for that year. Mm-hmm. They take a midterm and a final. There's never a live class, and it's really just up to you to...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. No.
And then how do yours work?
We have live classes 2 times a week. They're 4-hour classes. So right now, my last classes are legal writing, which is more of a bar prep class. We're going over every subject, writing for them, issue spotting. Good. Yeah, it's really nice. And then con law too. So I do that on Monday nights and Wednesday nights for 4 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. After you've worked here.
And I work at Kenney Legal Defense on Monday and Wednesdays. So, yeah, some of those days are rough because I'm leaving work and then going right into school. But I love it, honestly. As much as I like to complain that it's exhausting, it feeds my soul. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
Like I said, I don't know how you do it. I mean, do you think working for Kenney Legal Defense has helped in any way since you've got so much going on and then you have real life experience working here?
Yeah.
And getting dragged to FBI meetings with me.
Yeah, I think the real life experience is honestly crucial. I think if I had gone just to law school and not infiltrated into the actual system, that it would be a big shock because the reality is, and, if people are thinking about going to law school, I'm sorry to say that 95% of what you learn in law school is not applicable in real life.
Yeah.
So learning exactly how it really runs in real life has been so beneficial. I've learned so much. And then when we get these upper level classes where they're needing me, an assignments to write a motion or write a discovery request, I've done that with you 100 times. So to me, that's all easy now. I already have experience doing that, so I'm really prepared in class. Even I have classmates that are, how do you know? Like, how do you do that? I'm like, we do this all the time at work. So it's...
And then...
honestly, and to say about that is that I think that law school would be a lot more draining for me if I wasn't working. Because I love working here and what we do so much, I can see the end game. And so it helps me get through law school easier because I know what's at the end and I know how much I love what's at the end. So it really is just, okay, just get through it because we know where we're headed. And that's really helped feed me through law school.
And you're getting towards the end and you can actually see the light.
Oh, I can see at the end
of the tunnel.
I said to myself last night, you'll cry in 4 months when it's over.
It's true.
Just get through it. But I have some really great professors right now, so I'm super grateful for that. Yeah.
So I think you were only here, I don't even know if it was your first day working here or somewhere within the first week of when you started, where I took you to an evidence review
Oh, I remember.
in
La Habra.
La Habra. We won't talk about that specific case because it's still ongoing in certain respects, the civil part of it. And we were in this basement. You can explain what we did.
You take me to an evidence review. I don't even know what an evidence review is at this point. But an evidence review is where you physically go and look at all of the evidence.
And we were taking pictures of everything.
Pictures of everything. It was the first time I had really seen you get into attorney mode because when
it wasn't very nice.
Yeah, well,
I was nice to you. I just wasn't nice
you
to
did
the
what you had
side.
to. No, you were like kicking cops out of the room. I was like, what's going on? But what we had to review was just like 50 plus duffel bags of marijuana and hash and
the oil,
dab oil and all of that. And we were in a not like there was no windows, there was no ventilation.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, you didn't know what you were doing. We're like, nobody gave us gloves. We're going through all this stuff. We're like, don't know if we're getting delusional because we've been in there so long. Are we intoxicated? We're really not sure what's going on.
And then I got some.
Yeah, and then you, God bless your soul, who's never, smoked weed in her life or done anything, you touched the oil. It's on your shirt, and you're going like this. And I'm like, Karren, you're going to get stoned. Like, you're literally licking the hash oil off your sweater, and I'm like, oh my God. It was really funny.
And then we're driving back. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel right.
Yeah, we felt weird. We were in there way too long, and there was just way too much going on. But that was like,
I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to quit.
No, I loved it.
I dragged her into this mess.
That's how you know. People always say, someone asked me last week, are you still going into the jails? I said, why wouldn't I be? Well, you're pregnant. Yeah, and that stuff, like people ask me, were you scared or how did you feel after? And things like that, evidence review, going into the jails, like all of that stuff, that doesn't scare me. I love that stuff.
Because you're from New York.
Yeah.
Nothing scares Daniela.
Nothing scares the New Yorkers. No, but it's part of the job. So,
yeah.
In my opinion, if you don't like that stuff, it's really hard to work in criminal defense.
And there's been people that, before you, when I was interviewing and hired people prior to you working here, where they were, I would ask that question, are you going to have any reservations going into the jail? And you'd be surprised on some of the people that would be like, well, yeah, I don't know if I'd feel safe. And I'm thinking, why did you apply for this job?
Exactly. You as a criminal attorney or even a paralegal, you have to be willing to do that. So probably not the path they should go on.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird job to apply for if you don't want to work with criminals.
So what I want to know, okay, you're going to be off working to obviously have your child, but you're still going to be in school.
Yes.
So when do you end school?
I graduate February 10th.
And when are you due to give birth?
December 18th.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Well,
you're like Wonder Woman.
Hi guys, I'm back.
I'm breastfeeding.
I know. Everyone keeps asking me, are you going to take a break? Are you going to? First of all, no. I've worked way too hard to get to this point, and I'm not letting anything set me back. Second of all, the way that non-ABA schools are set up, you have to complete a certain amount of hours within a certain amount of time, or you get pushed back an entire year sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's no... I'm not taking any chances. We are finishing. I don't care if the baby has to sit with me during my con law final. I will complete this JD. I've worked way too hard to let...
4 years is a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I've honestly only had like 2 mental breakdowns, so I feel like that's good in 4 years, but...
That is good. I was diagnosed, I think I told you, with a panic disorder my first semester of law school. It was horrible. I had righteous panic attacks. It was horrible.
It's a really stressful experience.
Yeah.
People ask me that. Is it hard? That's the question I get a lot.
They're like, is it hard, really?
Yeah. I do think it's hard, but I think it's more tedious and more time consuming and more, there's just a lot to do than it is hard.
how do you organize your day? Let's start with a Monday, because you work here on Mondays. You have class, you have a child, and you're pregnant. Like, what does Daniela's Monday look like right now?
I mean, I think especially lately, but in the last year or two, I always look like a chicken with my head cut off. My dad stayed with me for like 3-4 weeks from New York, and he's like, you're just running in and running out and running to the next thing. So that's what I do. I mean, on a Monday, I just wake up, I come to work, I work 9 to 4, I leave work, pick up my son. If his dad hasn't gotten him, go home, feed the dogs, get some food in, get dinner, and get ready to do class. And I do class from 6:30 to 10.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes, I try to find time I love to work out, so try to fit that in. And then on my days off, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing school and studying and housework and all of that. So just fitting it all in.
Nesting,
yeah. I'm also prepping right now for the MPRE, which I take on November 13th. So that's adding another element, because I'm not just studying for my courses. I'm also prepping for the MPRE in like 3 weeks. So there's another element of I have to split my study time between my courses and the MPRE right now. So
wait, what day is the MPRE?
November 13th.
And what day are you due?
December 18th, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
No early baby.
No. I'm like, I have to take this exam. Luckily, it's only an hour and a half or so.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So, but I'm having to add that in and trying to balance. I need to study for this MPRE and also study con law, and just, I'm tired. So sometimes I just want to take a nap, but.
Yeah. I'm exhausted just hearing about your schedule.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody out there watching that thinks, I have kids, I can't do this, there's no way I'd have time, what kind of advice, if the person really has it in their heart that that's really what they want to do, if God put that, if they feel like that's their purpose is to pursue law school, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that it's very doable. I'm honestly not the only one that's doing it. One of my best friends throughout law school has 3 children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're, a little bit older, but still I think they range from like 6 to like 13, which is a lot. She's always like running in from a soccer game on Zoom. And my friend that just took the bar in July, he has 2 little girls. So it's definitely doable. I think that the non-ABA route and the online at night is really conducive to that lifestyle. And I'm honestly really grateful that that option is there, because I don't think I'd be able to do it any other way. So 100% doable. Do not let the fact that you're a parent deter you if that's what you want to do. Is it hard to balance? Yeah, but at this point, everybody is, as far as my experience, has been really understanding of, I got to turn off my camera because my son's jumping on my head and he's not listening to me. I'll be right back in 5 minutes. My son likes to just peek on and kind of listen, and he's very intrigued about what a lawyer is. And
maybe he's learning stuff and you don't even realize
I'm like, are you soaking this in? He's like, what? Where do the criminals go? The jail, and how do the judges? Like, he's very into that. But it's 100% doable. 100%.
Oh, that's good.
And don't let, I'm a big believer in children shouldn't stop you from your life, And I respect anybody that wants to have children and that changes their life. But I have friends that are worried about having children because their life could change. And I believe that your life can very much remain the same. And that's what we've done with my son. Yeah, of course our life changed in some manner. We had a child.
Yeah.
But I remained me and still do. And I think that's really doable.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So since you take the bar, so you finish school in February and you have to study for the bar, and then you take the bar in July. What are your post-bar plans? No pressure.
My plan, is to be an attorney at Kenney Legal Defense. Yes. But that's up to my boss. But that is my plan. I want to stay in criminal. I've went to law school to be a criminal attorney. That's what my entry exam was about. That's always what I know I wanted to do. And, you know, despite my dad's hopes that I would be deterred from that somewhere along the way and find myself in civil law, or which we do. So
he does personal injury?
Yeah, personal injury, medical malpractice. It's just where my heart is, you know. And so that's my plan.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I hope that plan remains.
That plan is not leaving. That is 100%
Okay,
my plan. Everyone asks, what are you doing after law school? I'm going to work for Karren, of course.
Yay.
Yeah. No, we have a good thing going, and I think we can only grow that business.
My craziness on the day-to-day where you've seen and had to tag along hasn't deterred you?
No, it makes me want to be like that. But I think we have a good thing where we kind of play, like, good cop, bad cop sometimes.
Am I the bad cop all
Yeah,
the time?
obviously.
Yeah,
like with the prosecutors, you're like, and I'm like, okay, guys, see you later. Thanks so much for having us.
you know, you're like the nice one. I'm storming out. We're done.
I feel like it's good because sometimes if we, like, you know, your approach works so well, and that's how we've gotten so much done. And then also sometimes, like, well, we kind of need something from them, so then I can send the email like, hey, like, remember my nice smile?
I just get so upset when I really think our clients are getting screwed over.
No, 100%. And it all comes from a really good place.
And we don't have much power on our side.
Yeah. And I think at that point, this point right now with this dynamic, I can be that. But as an attorney, I don't see I'm going to need to be more similar to how you are. And then hopefully I'll have a paralegal that can play the good cop at some point.
You will.
Yeah. But I'm eligible to sit for the February bar, but...
Wait, you don't want to add that to your plate?
No. So 2 of my friends are doing it when we have con law final a week before.
How are they going to study for everything else? What is there 14 subjects?
13, I think.
13. Do they still have professional responsibility as one of them, or no, because you take the MPRE?
No, professional responsibility, it's not a guaranteed, but has been tested on almost every single bar. So right now in our prep, my professor is saying, count on that. There will be a professional responsibility exam. And he has this crazy chart. It's insane. I have to show you this. It's an Excel chart. And it goes back 10, 15 years.
Bar exams?
Yeah, of which subjects have been tested.
And then they have the crossovers.
What year they've been tested, which are crossovers, and predicts the next bar's topics based on this Excel sheet. And he has an accuracy rate that's crazy. So he's predicting.
Gosh.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to know what's on the February 2026 bar exam, hit me up because we have some predictions.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
He could literally market that.
I know. I don't know why he doesn't. It's so good.
Gosh.
He has, like, information that's gold. So, but no, I'm not adding. And my friends, because we came up. It's me and 2 other girls at 1Ls to 4Ls. Like, people have dropped off. It's remained us. We're known as, like, the 3 amigos. We all passed the baby bar together on the first try because we studied together. They're taking it, which makes me a little bit sad because they are taking it without me. But they're like, D, no. Absolutely. That's where I draw the line. And I would love to take in February, have my results in a couple months, but
your baby would be, like, 2 months old.
2 months old. I'd be graduating. I'd probably still be recovering from birth. Like,
yeah.
There's no way.
Just the emotional from birth after you give birth and the hormonal.
I'm just taking the bar, just sobbing. My dean even said, don't do that to yourself. There's no reason.
Yeah.
I'll have all of February to July to prep.
Yeah.
And some people have suggested just take it. If you fail, I got the experience. No, I'm not. I'm not failing. I'm sitting down and taking this exam one time and being done with it just because of time and dedication, all of that. So I'm going to sit this one out and I'll take it in July.
I have a question. So when I took the bar way back in the 90s, it was 3 days.
Yeah.
When did they change it? Did they change the bar exam before you started law school? Down to 2 days?
I think it was maybe when I was a 1L.
Okay. I was like, that is not fair.
It's down to 2 days now. I know. And now there's all this stuff going on out there. I don't know if you've seen it, but they want to change the bar exam completely now.
What?
To a next gen situation.
What does that mean?
I think it's where there's a combination of essays and MBEs. Don't quote me on this, but I know that there's in talks, and they have until July of 2026 to get the California Supreme Court approval to change the test. So it would be a completely different test, and they said they might do that sometime between 2026 and 2028.
And the MBEs are just multiple choice?
Yeah.
I hate the MBEs.
Well, MBEs are gnarly. I'd rather write an essay any day.
Yeah, and it's not like when you're actually out there practicing law, you're ever doing a multiple choice like thing. You're writing briefs.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And they're meant to really trick you, so it's not. I think when people hear like, "Oh, it's multiple choice, that's easy," it's no, they're really tricky, and sometimes 2 answers are right. You got to choose the best answer.
I'm horrible at standardized testing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they don't change it. And my professor was saying with the whole chaos that happened.
Oh yeah, explain.
With I don't even.
Was it the last bar exam where
it was February 2025?
There was a glitch. There was an online glitch.
Yeah, there was an online glitch, and then they had the issue in February where they tried the Kaplan. They tried different MBs and then they I think used
AI.
Yeah. Don't quote us on this because this is not defamation. We're not saying this is true. We just think.
That's what I remember reading.
So my professor was saying that he thinks it would be hard for the California Supreme Court to go, okay, go ahead, change the exam after the chaos that occurred. So
yeah,
if they change it, fine, but just after I take it, please.
That's so funny. I got an email through the bar. They were looking for people to grade bar exams. It's like PTSD.
Yeah, but do you know how much time that they actually spend grading on an essay?
No.
They say it's like 3 to 5 minutes on one essay.
You're determining someone's future in 3 to 5 minutes?
And that's why if you're going to take the bar, it's so important to have your headings.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just going through going, did you get this? Did you get this? Did you get this? Did you get this? You know, they're not. It's quick. It's fast. So that stuff has to be really clear, really distinct. I've hit all my issues because otherwise you're going to get lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. Oh my gosh, you should trademark that. Lost
I know.
In the sauce, unless it's already trademarked.
I am sure that's a thing.
When I took the bar exam, I literally had to write. Do you know what a blue book is?
Yeah.
I had to write in blue books.
No.
They don't do any writing anymore, do they?
I physically couldn't do that. I have such bad carpal tunnel in my thumb that, like, truly, I could not do that. I don't know how you guys did that. No.
I told you my experience. I took it twice, but the first time I got the chicken pox on day 2 and had no idea until it broke out.
That is literally. I've heard some crazy stories, really crazy. My one professor said the girl next to him puked almost the entire exam.
Oh,
yeah, and he had. I don't know, but he had earplugs in, which is really smart. But he could still hear her through the earplugs.
Oh, smell it.
I know, and so he's trying to do his exam, and I would be so mad. Come back next time. Yeah, so I've heard some really crazy stories about exams.
I took the first time with a typewriter because this was what, 90?
Like, were you
3? It was electric, but the guy that because I was in the typing room because I was like, oh, I can type fast.
Yeah.
The guy next to me, I won't say his name, but I will never forget him, brought in one of those old ass manual typewriters from like the 50s or something. Like, yes. You know how hard you have to hit those keys? The whole table was shaking.
It. Oh, no, I would lose it.
I was so upset. There was nothing I could do. And then day 2, I got so ill.
Yeah.
That because when you incubate chicken pox, you get really sick before you break out.
I can't believe you never had chicken pox as a kid.
I know, I didn't. But at least that explained why, because you could see the scores. When you don't pass, they give you your scores.
Yeah.
And I was so close to passing, even though I was so sick. I'm like, I have to take this again.
Yeah,
Which I didn't have a backup plan anyway.
This was your plan. Yeah,
this was my plan.
No, I could never do that sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It was horrible. So,
I need complete silence. I'm thinking about bringing a lot of like earmuffs and like I'm really bad at if there's any distracting sound.
Yeah.
I'm like a squirrel. What is that?
I think I had earplugs.
Yeah, I definitely need to be.
Because when I wrote it out, I think I took it in the Anaheim Convention Center, and there were so many people there.
Oh, I bet.
And the proctors just like walk up and down.
I know.
It was crazy. Do you have to take it in person?
Yeah.
That's better.
No, I know.
I think that online thing was
starting to stress out about it. even though it's in July.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Because my professor said 7 months, so I need to start in December prepping.
7 months?
Yeah.
That's a lot of study time.
I know, but it's a lot of subjects.
Because even the people that go to the ABA schools, if they get out in May and then they start bar review,
Yeah.
that's like May, June, July, like 2 months of like every day you're studying and reviewing.
I think I'd rather just start earlier so that I'm not cramming and just feel really, really good going in. But I'm like, oh man, it's like next month I gotta get going.
Gotta push that kid out.
I know,
start reviewing for the bar.
Everyone's like, are you ready? I'm like, yeah. I love being a mom. It's the best thing I've done in my life. But get him out because I got stuff to do.
Well, you'll have some help at least, which is good.
Yeah, I have a lot of help, which is really, really great. Yeah. So I'm lucky in that regard for sure.
Very fortunate. So I want to ask you a question. Okay. Of course, I use ChatGPT. I said,
Don't give away your secrets, Karren.
What are the 10 biggest fears for law students?
Ooh.
Because I'm so far removed from law school. And, you know, I'm the first to tell you whatever you learn in law school literally has nothing to do with what you practice.
Literally, she's not kidding.
Unless you're doing trial practice, which I would love to teach trial practice at
you
law
should.
School.
That's one thing I really want for you. I don't know why
I don't know if the schools would like me because I'm so overly
They would love it.
Dramatic.
Yeah, you are, but they would love it. I really think that's something that you should do.
Because I'm constant, you know me, I'm a trial lawyer and I love trials. Civil, criminal, doesn't matter. Stick me in front of a jury and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think there's a need of, training people, like, don't be afraid to do a jury trial.
Yeah.
Like, right now, are you afraid if you had to do a jury trial?
I would literally stand up and pass out.
No,
I would say, Your Honor, and then I would just fall on the floor. That's what I'm saying. So I want to be a trial, prep professor. Hi, I'm a student. I need you to trial prep me.
Oh, I'm going to teach.
Yeah.
We're going to get there.
We need to. But that is a big fear of a lot of people I talk to. And I find even more, the more people I talk to that are, I was talking to a girl the other day. She's in her first year, but they don't want to litigate.
Why is that?
I don't know. And she was like, all I want to do is be at a desk with paperwork. I'm thinking, that I definitely don't want to do.
Do you think that's generational?
It seems as though, because you love trials. My dad loves trials, and, it's so crazy. He's like, hold on, let me prepare something for you. And he'll just come out and, give an opening statement about a made-up case that's, beautiful. I'm like, what the heck? And you do that, too, on the spot. So, but the more people I talk to, it is intimidating, for sure.
It is, but I think the way you get over the fear is, especially during jury selection, which is the most important part of the trial, in my opinion, you have limited time to get to know these jurors to figure out who you're going to have on your jury.
Yeah.
Or who you're going to kick off, because sometimes you're stuck with some jurors that you have no control over. And it's challenging. Mm-hmm. And for you have such a good personality and you're not afraid to talk to people. I think you would be great at it.
Thanks.
So I don't think you have any.
I think it's more too, and I've been told, okay, am I going to make the right objections? And both my dad and my dean, I'm sure you would agree, have said, you hear something, you stand up, you say object, and you hope in the 10 seconds it takes you to stand up that the objection comes to your mind. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's some common ones that I always use.
Yeah, exactly.
And then occasionally they're just glaring what you know what it is.
Yeah.
But.
No, I'm really grateful too that you love trials so much, because I do want to become really good at that. That is the ultimate goal. And so, who better to learn from than you?
Yeah, you watched my last trial, my closing argument, which was online, which I was shocked. I didn't even know you guys were allowed to do that. And as soon as I found it out, I'm like, oh my God, here's the link.
I know.
So that was
terrifying. I was like, are we on mute? Because all of us at the office can the judge hear us? Because it was really terrifying. But really, I've seen you in court a lot. I've seen you cross-examine a cop.
Oh, that's right. In federal court?
In federal court, which was great. And I know you've been doing it for a long time, but there's just no hesitation as to where you're going next and how it rolls off the tongue. And
I think the more you do it, you just have to do it.
Just do it.
I think the fear of people is they're just not used to it. And maybe probably because I was a public defender for so many years, 12 years, like you've
done trials.
You have to learn, like you're going to sink or swim.
I know, that's the problem too, is what am I? I'm something under you that I can go. If you're in law school, you work for an attorney, certified law clerk. So I can go through the state bar.
Yeah.
So I could go and question someone under your supervision.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that.
I know.
We've had a lot going on.
You've had more than me. Like, you have a lot, way more than I do.
But it just even work-wise, it's hard for me to say, okay, we're going to lunch on Monday. I don't even want to do that because I have so much stuff to get done. I'm going to be there. But I'm like, I have 3 motions to write. We can't be eating.
She's going to bring him to lunch.
Literally.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. Okay, what are the fears of law students? Tell me.
Okay. So, of course, I don't know how accurate this is, but we'll just go through a few of them.
Okay.
The number one is the fear of failure.
Yeah.
And it says, of course, this is ChatGPT, law school attracts high-achieving people who are used to success, and then suddenly they're surrounded by equally driven individuals, which I can see that.
Yeah.
And then because when I went to law school, you're physically in person.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound so bad, but law students can be so annoying to be around.
100%.
Because it's like, oh, I know this. Oh, it was like a competition when you're not even in class. And it was just like, oh, I don't want to hear what you know. Mm-hmm. That's why I did cheerleading for, the Chargers. I'd go to school.
You needed that escape.
Yeah. And then my whole world outside of going to class was the cheerleading realm because people didn't care I was in law school. They're like, that's cool. I'm like,
you're like, it's amazing. Thank you.
It was stressful.
I think the fear of, it's really relatable, obviously. And I think that does ring true. You go in, I've been lucky where I had a crazy social life, but I've always done well in school and succeeded academically. Mm-hmm. So going in, you realize that you're not the only one that is smart and the only one that can do well. And I remember even my pre-law class, one of my girlfriends that I'm like really close with now, my closest friend, like we went at it in pre-law bad because she tried to call me out on some case and I tried to call her out, and it was like battle of the
oh my god.
Yeah. And she's Middle Eastern, we look very similar. Her name's Deanna, like I love you, D. Like people confuse us, like Daniela, Deanna, like they think we're one person, but we went at it in pre-law because it was like, oh, who's gonna show that they're the smartest one in pre-law, which is so dumb. Nobody cares. But I think that's really valid. And then you hear a lot, and my dad said a lot to me, listen, if you get C's in law school, you're doing well. I said, a C? No, nail me to the cross. Absolutely not. Like, I couldn't even fathom the idea of getting a C. But he wanted to really prepare me for this is a different way of learning. Mm-hmm. This is not you're excelling, getting 100 on tests, exams at every moment. This is totally different than anything you've ever experienced. I got very lucky to not get my first C until my 4th year. But it's definitely always in the back of your head, am I going to fail at this? And then I think for me, the closer that you get to graduation and actually becoming an attorney, now I've turned that into, am I going to fail as an attorney? Am I going to be a good attorney? Can I be a good attorney?
That's on the, that's
really, too. I was saying that the other day to a friend. What if I'm not a good attorney? Like, what if I did all this work? And I know in my heart it's what I'm supposed to be doing, but there is that fear of, what if I suck?
Well, and this is what I don't think a lot of people understand is there's so many different areas of the law that are out there, like things you wouldn't even think of, and things now that weren't even available when I was in law school, like IT stuff and cyber related stuff. There's just so many different areas. There's something out there for
everyone.
Yeah, for everyone.
Except I'm not doing anything else. But
well, there's the patent stuff. I think you have to be.
That's what my
smart to like.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends.
Which I would have no interest in.
She already works in patents. They make patents, so then she went to law school to be a patent attorney.
I couldn't. I could do a trial, but you'd have to tell me what I'm supposed to explain to the jury.
That's the thing. Everybody has a thing. My dad wants me to do personal injury so bad. He's like, so cool. You learn about all these different injuries and medical. I'm like, yeah, I want to learn about drugs and
I want to learn about drugs.
No, just the interesting stuff. To me, that's interesting. To someone else, that's boring. So it's really just what you like.
Well, the big thing is criminal justice reform, and because we see the injustices, at least that we deal with our clients, and then these people that are in custody, and depending on what custodial facility they're at, they're just being treated horribly. They're being denied adequate medical care. It's
terrible.
And the general public doesn't know that. No.
And I joke about the interesting stuff, but truly that is the reason that I got into this, because I saw that in my life, through friends who were incarcerated or whatever it might be. I've seen that before. And that's truly why I got into criminal justice, and just to help our clients. And the more, I'm very empathetic on some level, and I see that, and it's terrible, and I think about it all the time. It consumes some of my brain. I texted you last week. If nobody has watched I'm sorry, I'm going to plug this because you have to, but the Alabama Solution on HBO about the Alabama Department of Corrections, which we know it's not the only problem. It's not. It's in every state. But appalling. Horrifying what is going on. And people tend to say they're prisoners, who cares? And they're people. They're human beings. They have basic rights. There's things called cruel and unusual punishment. And so that's truly why I got into this.
Yeah. What do you think is, if you could pick one area of criminal justice reform right now and champion that cause, what would it be?
I think, just as cliche as it is, it's a problem that we've never been able to get a hand on, which is rehabilitating our offenders. People want to complain about the recidivism rates over and over, but what are we doing really
when they're in custody?
And has there been some improvement? Sure. Programs like CASA are really great, or diversion programs are great, or drug courts can be helpful. But when these guys are actually in custody, we have clients that have been in federal custody for years. And when I ask about, that have substance abuse issues, and when I ask about what programs are being offered to you guys for substance abuse, none.
Yeah.
What do you mean none? So then I'm asking them, do you want me to send some guys in from AA to come and talk to you guys? Because that's the only way I know how to get them access. But we can't keep expecting for these guys to come out and do something different when we're offering them absolutely nothing while incarcerated.
And I think another thing that people don't realize is there's drugs get in the jail.
Yeah.
They're still using when they're behind bars.
100%.
The drone deliveries.
Oh, yeah. They'll find a way. And it's just, I don't know how this problem seems so complex when it seems so easy. I'm sure that funding is a major issue. And I do, not to bring up Kim Kardashian again, but in that way, I do have a lot of respect for her, what she's trying to do with criminal justice reform, because I think it's really, really important, super important.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially my biggest complaint is state versus federal, and when they treat drug offenders, and you have these crazy 10-year mandatory minimum sentences in federal court that don't exist in state court.
The federal sentencing is just...
especially for somebody
cruel and unusual punishment.
When somebody's just a user and they have a drug problem, they got sucked into selling to continue to buy, and they're not clearly importing as some part of a DTO or drug traffic organization from another country. But those guys are the ones that are just...
It's so sad.
Getting screwed.
And the thing is they really just need help.
Yeah.
They just... And we even have some clients in state where I'm nervous for them to get sentenced because they just need help. So
Yeah.
I think that's always been a big debate about people.
Yeah, nothing has
really pushed along.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's just trying to figure out what more could we do, or
Yeah, and where does the money come from? Because right now the government's shut down.
Yeah, nobody has any money at the moment.
Yeah, the day of this filming, the government is shut down.
Yeah, they're not paying anybody. So hopefully, I think I could see in the future for us getting our feet a little bit more wet into that area.
Yeah.
Is that a saying? Our feet a little bit more wet?
Yes.
Okay.
Get your feet
wet.
Get your feet wet
In that area, yeah.
Another one that we can touch on is fear of making the wrong career choice.
Fear of me, yeah.
Yeah, and this says students fear choosing the wrong path, big law burnout versus low pay, public interest. I could see that. I've never been somebody that wants to be like, hey, I work for this big firm, because they will run you down with your billable hours.
Yeah.
And your quality of life will be horrible.
Yeah.
For the first few years you're out, which I was glad that I got to do the public defender route, because it really made me the trial lawyer that I am today. You don't get those types of experiences in big law, I don't think.
No.
What do you think?
Not for a while. I think a lot of people, especially that are in law school, don't really know which route they're taking. It's kind of, where am I going to end up? More towards the end, some of the people I've talked to kind of have, maybe I'll go here, maybe I'll go there. But a lot of them, I think it's rare that I came in and said, I want to be a criminal attorney, and that never changed or swayed. But most people don't really know what they're going to do or what area. And to be totally honest with you, a lot of it seems economic driven, which is fine. It is a career, it is a job, and if you're in it to make money, then there's lots of money to be made. And so we went around one class and he asked everybody what kind of law they wanted to do, and everybody said personal injury. Oh, really? Personal injury, because that's where they think they can make. And then criminal law, hi.
You're the only one.
Yeah, literally, I was the only one. I think one other person said personal injury or real estate law, but people don't really know. And then I think a lot of people just want to make money.
Yeah.
I would love to do both, but the money wasn't the motivating factor for me to go to law school.
Yeah, we have a couple crazy personal injury cases, but only because they were related to
criminally
being arrested.
Yeah.
The treatment they received.
Yeah. Again, terrible treatment of offenders.
I know.
No, it's really bad.
We started this little what do we call them? Little Vixens. Little Vixens. Hopefully some of them are out there listening to us. What would be your tip that we could end on for those that are thinking about going to law school, but they're just either afraid or the financial aspect of it?
Yeah. I think, like I said, there's options. It's not just law school is going to put me in the ground for $150,000. Yeah. To be, totally transparent, I think my 4 years cost around less than 60.
Oh, wow.
Definitely less than 60.
Wow.
I want to say it was around 10 a year or something along those lines.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't foot the bill. So I'm not sure, but
that's nice.
I know. Shout out to my boo.
Thanks, boo.
Thanks, boo. No, but in all seriousness, there's options. It doesn't have to put you in the ground to go to law school. You don't have to, because that is a lot of what I hear. I don't want to go into that debt. So there's definitely options, and I think the quality of education is just as good, if not sometimes better, because you do have that personalized one-on-one experience with a professor. And then I think really just if it's something on your heart, just do it.
Yeah.
It laid on my heart so heavy for so long, and I tried to push it away. And when I finally decided to do it, I knew that I was on the path I was supposed to be on. And even to this day, like, close to graduation, working in criminal defense, I know there's no question that I made the right decision. So if it's really on your heart, find a way to do it, because there's so many options. And then if you have questions, you can comment and we'll respond to you and we'll help you out.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Daniela.
Thank you.
I'm going to be sad when you're on leave.
I know.
I'm going to still make you
I'm
work.
already sad.
I won't make you be doing work when you're giving birth, though.
Okay, but I can if you need me to.
You're crazy.
Next podcast, I'll just have the baby on my hip. Thank you for having me, seriously.
Yes. Signing off.